Lo, everyone, in the heart of Bharat's democracy lies a vibrant, dynamic process where people exercise their voice through elections. Yet in its vibrance there exists a cycle that often seems relentless: state elections, national elections, by-elections all overlapping, leaving governance in a state of perpetual campaigning. This leads us to a pivotal question: does Bharat need the concept of one nation, one election? To understand this, we must first consider the essence of governance. Governance is not about reacting to the next election, but about creating a sustainable vision for the nation. If we synchronize elections, the constant state of electoral preparation can be transformed into focused periods of governance. Imagine a Bharat where leadership is devoted to solving issues, not strategizing for the next political battle. Streamlining governance through the concept of one nation, one election seeks to create a more cohesive and efficient democratic framework. In Bharat's current electoral system, elections are conducted at staggered intervals across various states and levels of government, often leading to a fragmented approach to governance. Leaders and administrators find themselves perpetually preparing for the next round of voting, dividing their focus between electoral strategies and policy making. By aligning all elections to a single timeline, this constant disruption can be minimized, allowing governments to concentrate their energies on addressing the needs of the people without the looming distraction of upcoming elections. A synchronized approach fosters stability, ensuring that national and state priorities are addressed with continuity and coherence, while also reducing the politicization of issues that require long-term planning and commitment. Economic efficiency is a significant advantage of the one nation, one election framework. Conducting elections at different intervals across states and at multiple levels of governance incurs immense financial costs for the nation. From deploying security forces to managing polling stations and ensuring logistical support to repeated expenses stretch resources that could otherwise be directed toward developmental initiatives. Synchronizing elections would dramatically reduce these expenditures by consolidating efforts into a single streamlined process. Additionally, the economic disruption caused by frequent imposition of the Model Code of Conduct, which halts certain government activities, could be avoided. Businesses and industries often face uncertainty during election periods, impacting investments and productivity. By adopting a unified electoral system, Bharat could redirect valuable resources toward infrastructure, healthcare and education, creating a more sustainable and growth-oriented economy that benefits every citizen. Focus on governance is one of the most compelling reasons to consider the one nation, one election approach. Frequent elections often pull the attention of policymakers and leaders away from their core responsibilities, as they are repeatedly drawn into campaign mode. The constant cycle of rallies, promises and political strategizing can lead to a fragmented focus, where long-term developmental goals take a backseat to short-term electoral gains. With synchronized elections, leaders and administrators would have uninterrupted time to focus on governance, policy implementation and nation building. This could lead to more effective decision-making, as policies would not be influenced by the immediate need to win elections. Moreover, a stable political climate free from perpetual electoral pressures fosters an environment where bold reforms can be introduced and sustained, ensuring consistent progress. By aligning elections, Bharat can create a governance structure that prioritizes its people's welfare over political maneuvering. The challenges of implementing one nation, one election are significant and multifaceted, requiring thoughtful consideration and meticulous planning. The logistical complexity of organizing simultaneous elections for both the central and state governments across a vast and diverse nation like Bharat is immense. It involves aligning the electoral cycles of all states, which currently operate on different timelines, and this realignment may require constitutional amendments and political consensus, no small task in a country with a multitude of political voices and interests. Additionally, concerns about federalism must be addressed, as some argue that synchronized elections could dilute the autonomy of states by imposing a uniform electoral framework that might not align with their unique needs and circumstances. There is also the challenge of voter engagement, as simultaneous elections could overwhelm voters with too many choices at once, potentially impacting the quality of democratic participation. Preparing the administrative machinery, training election personnel and ensuring robust security during a nationwide electoral exercise further add layers of complexity. The democratic spirit of Bharat thrives on diversity, dialogue, and the ability to adapt to the evolving needs of its people. One nation, one election raises profound questions about preserving this spirit while pursuing efficiency and alignment. Democracy is not merely about conducting elections, it is about ensuring that the voices of the people are heard, respected and reflected in governance. A unified electoral cycle must consider the nuances of local aspirations and the distinct rhythms of state and national governance. The democratic spirit demands that every election, whether at the state or national level, provides an opportunity for the electorate to express their evolving concerns and priorities. The risk of homogenizing the electoral process is that it may inadvertently suppress the richness of regional diversity, which has always been Bharat's strength. Balancing the practicalities of synchronization with the essence of democratic freedom is an intricate and delicate undertaking. The concept of one nation, one election invites us to step back and consider the bigger vision for Bharat, a vision of unity, cohesion and a shared destiny. It beckons us to imagine a nation where governance is seamless, and the energy once dispersed across multiple electoral processes is channeled into transformative development. The bigger vision is about aligning the practical needs of administration with the deeper aspirations of the people, creating a rhythm of governance that respects both efficiency and inclusivity. This vision challenges us to go beyond immediate concerns and embrace a long-term perspective, ensuring that every reform strengthens the foundational values of democracy while adapting to the demands of a changing world. It is about fostering a nation where progress is a collective endeavor, where unity does not erase diversity, and where the synchronization of elections becomes a symbol of shared purpose rather than a mere logistical exercise. The concept of one nation, one election invites us to reflect deeply on the future of governance and democracy in Bharat. By unifying the electoral process, we open pathways to streamline governance, reduce costs and focus the nation's energy on development rather than constant political campaigns. It presents an opportunity to strengthen the efficiency of governance while preserving the sanctity of our democratic values. However, such a reform also requires us to acknowledge and address significant challenges, including logistical complexities and concerns about political representation and inclusivity. The true test lies in ensuring that any change aligns with the spirit of democracy, balancing practicality with fairness, unity with diversity, and progress with tradition. This vision urges us to think beyond short-term gains, fostering a system that unites Bharat's vast and vibrant democracy into a cohesive framework for the greater good of all its people.